So enormous.
The sun is shining. The birds are chirping.
Beesh.
The bacon is sizzling.
It's fucking sizzling.
Welcome to the Daily Swole.
Son of a bitch. Fuck yeah. Oh, testing. Oh, testing. Oh, testicles. Testicles, ball sack. Welcome, everyone, to episode 1213 of the Daily Mother Swole, the most muscular swolecast, beercast, broadcast, gangcast, mancast, pimpcast, sleazecast, and slaycast in the realm. Because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. What's up, beaches? What's up, booshes? What's up, busters, hustlers, and ye all hoes? It's your boy, Papa Sleazio, with the Daily Sleaze. Yep, that's right. Testicles. What's up, bitches? What's up, Rochelle? Ooh, Rochelle. It's like a Michelle that just decided, you know what? Fuck the M. I'm going with another consonant. I'm going R today. Mario, what's up? Sabrina. Swole time. Anyone else have only audio? Restart your log back in. Everyone's got video. Look at daddy. Of course he got video in fucking HD, beaches. Just a reminder, if you ever have any issues with live streaming, you log in, just literally close your app and come back in. Just close it out and come back in. It's usually on your end or on YouTube's end through the app. I'm streaming. We're good. So just keep that in mind. You never know. Just go out, come back in. What's going on? What's good? I'm here at work. It's ought to be fun. This is going to be a good one. We're going to do, just so you know, this is the Sunday Funday. For anyone that's new to the podcast, drop that in the comments below. Obviously, we're streaming live on the Daily Swole channel on YouTube, so make sure you hit that bell. Best place to watch. We have Hurricane is impending doom, okay? So I just did this in the pre-roll, so if you're listening to the audio, I just told you about this, but I'm out. I'm fucking getting out of here. I'm not sitting around for this shit. So the way hurricanes work, if you're not in Florida or you're not in an area where you get hurricanes, you pretty much get a warning. Like they let you know 2 weeks before, something like, hey, we got some shit going down. And as it gets closer and closer, you still have no fucking idea until after it. Like you don't know what's going on with the hurricane until after it fucking happens. So these are all predictions. They know a lot. They have a lot of computer models. They run a lot of algorithms and they kind of know based on pressure where it's going to go. However, all that needs to happen is just like a little fucking snap of the fingers. There's an earthquake and it changes some of the pressure. Who knows? It can literally come further south. So there's a lot of good news in terms of my area specifically, in terms of the hurricane has been shifting north. So it looks like it's going to miss the South Florida area, which is good for me personally. I don't want anyone to get fucking slammed, but it looks like it's going to turn. However, it's now a category 5, is like almost 190 miles an hour. This is no joke. This is off the fucking charts. They're going to have to start making category 6 storms, because a category 5 is 157, but it's like at 180 or 185. It's really serious shit. So this is the kind of stuff that literally rips roofs off buildings and that's what this level means. So you watch those catastrophic videos, or, you watch those movies where, the end of the world, like this is that type of storm where it's really, really devastating. It's not the rain, it's not the water and the flooding as much as the wind. The wind is what's bad. So my situation is that the outer bands might provide maybe a level 1 so far. The outer bands, it's stronger near the center. So when you have the eye, like the rim of the eye, that rim job there, you know what I'm saying? Nature's rim job. It's right there in the center. That's what's going to cause the most damage. So we're nowhere near that in terms of the prediction, but when you're a category 5, the outer parts are still like a 1-2 tropical storm. So it's going to be bad. It's going to be bad. And the sea level is bad. That's why Katrina was so bad for sure, because it brought up so much water. Because when you have the wind, it's not like it's not like rain coming down. Yeah, you get rain, but it's mostly the wind and it's blowing and it's pushing the ocean. It's like it just brings fucking water in like just a massive storm surge. So it's not the rain coming from above, it's the wind and bringing everything from the ocean. And Florida is pretty much under the water already. So it's not hard to flood this area. We're below sea level in a lot of places. If you have GPS in your car and you're driving, it'll say -1, -2 feet, -6. So we're in kind of like a bowl, but it's like the dick of the United States. So we don't know. We don't know what's going to happen. So I hope that it's okay. I hope that just to put it out there for anyone that's watching, for anyone that's listening, that's in Florida, Georgia, anywhere, Carolinas that might be hit, Bahamas, I hope that you're okay. Don't wait. You already waited. If you're not prepared, you're already not fucked, but you need to like get somewhere safe. So, I wasn't expecting to go live today. And for a second, I wasn't expecting to leave because it looked like it was turning north and it was like weakening, but quite the opposite. It still looks like it's turning north, but it's stronger. It's strong as shit. So it's like, I'm not taking the risk that all of a sudden, hey, it just lingers and goes a little bit further west. And I'm not hanging around here for a category 5. I'm not waiting to fucking deal with the wrath of who knows. So going someplace, going to a friend's, they have a generator, but it's a house, we'll see, but strength in numbers. It's better to be around more people when you have disasters like this. So there were a lot more problems with Katrina than just the storm itself. It was like the response and all that stuff. So I'm not going to get too much into that because I'm no expert, but it was bad. I was down here in Florida when that happened because Katrina came across, and that was the year of Wilma. So we got hit. We had, I lost power for like 3 days and stuff. It wasn't like, it was major damage, but it wasn't as bad as Katrina and New Orleans and stuff, obviously, that they got that. But a lot of those hurricanes that go towards Texas and go across, like we get the beginning of them. We might get a tropical storm and then it strengthens in the Gulf. It's weather. So a lot of times we get these storms, we get wind. But people that live in Florida get so complacent because we're so used to wind, we're so used to rain. It's literally thunderstorms every day. No joke. You go outside at 1 o'clock, it'll be hot, sunny, dry. All of a sudden the clouds will come in and it'll just be raining, fucking just water everywhere, like flooding. You go into the store, you come out half an hour later, there's like a couple droplets of water in your car. Everything's bone dry. So it literally thunderstorms all the time. So we just get very casual about it because we're used to it. But it's nothing to fuck around with. It's very easy to get complacent and be like, oh, we've done this before. Yeah, well, you've done it before until you haven't done it before, and then you're fucked. So just be safe. Be safe. Let's see. Did I watch Charlie Gold's live podcast? No, I didn't. I did not. Hell Sandy changed the landscape in Vermont, and it's nowhere near the ocean. That's crazy. I know. The hurricane saw the gains and ran away. Don't lie. All right. Maybe I'll protect Florida with my fucking beard. I'll protect it with my beard. So let's talk a little bit. Remember, this is the Sunday Funday Q&Anus, so you can ask questions. You can ask questions. I'll answer questions, any questions. But in the meantime, while we kind of gear up and you ask questions or you think of questions, a lot of people have all these questions and I wish I could ask them this. And then you forget when I have the opportunity to answer them. And I'm coming here to answer them. So this is the Q&A session, Q&Anus. Ask whatever you want. Let's talk a little bit about fat acceptance. I've been posting a lot of videos. I hope you saw my video today. It is on the main YouTube channel at Swolenormous. And the title of today's video was Jubilee's plus size problem, fat shaming, and thin privilege. And the video was about literally the flimsy nature and, again, the facts over feelings. We have way too much emotion in society today. We have way too many thoughts and way too many feelings and way too many sensitivities that is bleeding over into facts and reality. And when you start slinging feelings that change the course of real life actions, you get a lot of side effects. And I made a video the other day on, I think 4 days ago, it says right here, the Fat Charlie's Angels, the Teen Vogue article. And I know Alan dropped a video either today or yesterday about Teen Vogue. This is like the ramifications of going after the youth. It's kind of like the Curbo app. It's kind of like the Curbo app where you go after kids. This is what affects a generation. So when you're going after impressionable people, when you're trying to impress your ideals or your thoughts on someone who's maybe 10 years old, 15 years old, 20 years old, that's going to have ramifications for the next 100 years. That's a whole generation. And when you're affecting the youth, guess what happens? They grow up 20, 30, 40, and they have kids, and they raise them with their own ideologies, and it spreads. So obviously, people are going, why do you think Hitler did that? I'm not equating the fat acceptance and this stuff to Hitler, by the way, but I want you to think of an example. Why do you think why do you think there was the Hitler Youth? Why do you think they went after the kids? They're impressionable. Kids, why do you think gangs go after kids? Think about it. Why do you think gangs in California and LA and stuff and everywhere and South America, why do you think cartels, they go after children? Why do you think in Africa they give kids guns and stuff? And because that's their family. When you don't really remember that much when you're 4, 5, 6, 7 years old. You do, but you're very impressionable. You'll be taken from your family, or you'll be orphaned, or you'll be, you're out on the streets, or your parents suck. this, that, and the other, and you're impressionable, and you'll become a group, you become a part of a group or an organization or a movement, and then your opinions and everything will be shaped for the rest of your life and for everyone that you touch and come in contact with from there on out. It's very, 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 very impressionable, and it's very easy. It's the bottom feeding fruit. Again, why do you think, another example, why do you think they put junk food at checkout on the supermarkets? Why do you think they have candy by your toes? Why do you think they have candy by your feet? Why do you think Snickers bars and junk all the way down by your feet? You're not reaching, you're not looking at that. Kids are. Kids are looking at that shit. Kids are buying that shit. Kids are like, mommy, daddy, give that to me. Give it to me. I want this. I want that. Everyone goes after kids. What do you think the cookie aisle's for? The chips aisle, the soda aisle. Notice how much, next time you go to the store, look at all the advertising, look at all the promotions, look at all those things, and think about it from a kid's view. What do you think attracts the eyes of a child? What do you think attracts the eyes of a child or a young adult or an impressionable person? It's all advertising. It's trying to catch your attention. Bright colors. All the cookies, all the chips are all the same color. They're all made of corn. They're all beige or brown. All the cookies, the whole cookie and cracker aisle, they're all fucking brown. Why are the boxes bright yellow? Why are the boxes blue and red and green? Why are they all these bright, vibrant colors? It's because they're trying to attract your eyes so you buy the box of brown garbage. They want you to buy it. They want you to buy it. And the food quality fucking matters, and it pisses me off. All the flexible dieting shit and all the, you eat what you want, cheat meals. You're eating garbage food. You're eating garbage food. Eat real fucking shit. You want to be healthy? Eat more fucking grass-fed animal products. Fucking get rid of all the processed shit. If you like vegetables or you don't have issues with vegetables, a lot of people have issues with veggies and with plant products. Like, do an elimination diet. That's why I promote the elimination. You have to go through strategically and figure things out for you. Don't follow the mold. Don't follow what everyone else is doing. Don't follow what your friend is doing. You have to figure this out for yourself. And just by following some random diet plan, you're leaving yourself open for issues that you won't be able to mark them down. You won't be able to target them if you just follow some pre-made plan. So anyway, there's a lot of issues in this country, So, all these videos that I'm making, that Michelle's making, that Alan's making, that John's making, the Swole Vengers here. And there's other people that are making videos too. I just don't see them a lot. I don't really follow anyone. So some of you send me some things. I think Charlie Gold has popped into this podcast a couple times. She was on with Alan. I didn't watch the whole thing, but I've seen some of her content. And it's the great thing is and that's why I want all of you to speak up more. And that's why this community is very important, because if you are obese and you're dealing with this, you have the perspective and you're like that first person, that point of view. And if you're not buying into this shit, it's important for those of you that are obese, that are in that situation, to make content, to talk about this. It's extremely important for those of you that are obese to make videos and to put out content that pushes back against this nonsense. Because it's one thing for me to say it. It's another thing for someone who's actually, quote, a potential candidate for that type of a movement. It's very important to put that information out there, and it's going to be well received because no one's going to invalidate the way you feel. But this is like the battle of feelings. We're battling feelings, which is really hard because you can't. Your opinion is your opinion. And when you're trying to impose your opinion on other people, that's like religion. That's what this is. That's a very big problem. You can't force other people to believe what the fuck you believe, especially when it goes and flies in the face of science and common sense. It's a big problem. It's a big problem. And especially when you start going after young kids, like they always have been. But at least now it's getting exposure and we're making more content about it. And even though it doesn't get monetized, blah, 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 big fucking shocker. Big shocker that this shit doesn't get monetized. They don't fucking, everything gets demonetized. I have yellow. I think the only videos that I have that are monetized on the main channel are the ones that are Ask Papa Swolio. Those are it's all yellow dollar signs. Every single one. I put anything about fat or obesity, boom. Why? We don't want to spread a positive message. We don't want to send a positive message to people. We don't want to talk about health. Oh, I'm sorry. Is the truth hurting your feelings? Is the truth hurting your feelings, your advertisers' feelings, Google? It's fucking ridiculous. It's absolutely fucking ridiculous. So, would I do an obesity-safe workout with Charlie Gold? What do you mean? Would I? No? I don't understand what you mean. I'm assuming she's doing her own workouts. Would I do one? No. I mean, walk, water aerobics, go to the gym. There's a lot of obesity-safe workouts. A lot of it's safe. Depends on how big you are. A lot of people that are really obese need in-person training. So you need to hire someone or do inpatient therapy. It depends on what you mean by obese and what level. CK, where can I get more info on the elimination diet? Google has billions. So you did a few searches. Well, yeah, there's tons and tons and tons and tons of information. Just Google with my name. I have a lot of episodes on it. I have a lot of content on it. I have also articles on or blogs on my website, swolenormousx.com. So you can find, fucking Google has all the information you could ever want. So there's that. So let's get right into some questions. I'll shoot the shit until you guys have some more questions. But the truth does hurt sometimes. The truth can hurt, and if it does hurt, who is it hurting? It's hurting your feelings. It's hurting your sensitivities. It's affecting you personally. Okay, a lot of things affect people personally. Like the hurricane doesn't care about people's feelings. Doesn't care if you want it to come. The hurricane's coming. The storm is coming. The storm is approaching. Doesn't give a fuck about your feelings. Doesn't care about your feelings. It is what it is. It's the reality. If you're obese, you're not healthy. You're not healthy. You're not fucking healthy. You're not healthy if you're obese. It's not to be mean. It's not making fun of fat people. If you are obese, you are not healthy. That's the definition of being obese. You have trouble moving. How do I know that? I can watch you move. You can't bend over. You can't walk upstairs. You can't run. You can't do shit. Can you do it for a little bit? You're going to fuck your knees up. You're going to break your fucking ankles. You're going to be immobilized from that type of stress. It's not good for you. It's just not good for you. And, I say this in all my content. I'm not trying to be mean. I just don't filter it. Why? Why am I going to waste your time just talking around and, oh, it's okay. You can do it. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. Treating you like a little bitch doesn't fucking work. Treating people like pussies doesn't fucking work. Gives them no urgency. And if people don't like hearing the message in this manner, then they have other issues besides their obesity. They're too sensitive. They can't look in the mirror. They need more self-awareness. And that's not something that I can solve for anyone. So I say the message the way I deliver the message. I don't waste your fucking time. I tell you what I think. I tell you the real deal. And then if you want to internalize that as a negative, that's not my problem. Once it's out of my mouth, the way you internalize it, that's up to you. But facts are facts and the reality is a reality. And I've trained so many obese people, elderly people that can't fucking move. I've seen in person way too much of people not being able to move, whether it's from old age and lack of exercise and mobility, and also with obesity. Fucking hell. Fucking shit. I've seen it way too much. Not into it. Not into it. If you've never spent time around really obese people or elderly people and people that can't fucking move, yeah, you don't have that perspective. I do. You made it. You made it. You made it to the knowledge cock. Camilla, a whole obese family was at McDonald's today. They all looked in pain when they were walking. I'm sure they were. You have so much extra weight on your frame. You're going to be fucking in pain. It's going to hurt. You're going to have to waddle a little bit because your thighs rub together. It's not comfortable. How do you convince family members to stop taking NSAIDs every day? I don't know. No idea. How do you convince them? By showing them how it fucks your gut up. It destroys your intestines and your digestive system and your gut biome. Ibuprofen is so fucking bad for you. It fucks you up. Fucks you up. Being offended is a choice. It's subjective. That's exactly right. That's the issue with these things. That's the issue with these arguments. It's okay to have a different opinion. I'm not against you having an opinion. I'm not against the movement at its core. I don't think people should be mean because you're fat and like, man, and shame you. It's not fat shaming if I tell you that it's not healthy. It's fat shaming if I'm like, you should be fucking miserable if you're fat. You're a piece of shit. But that's the argument that always happens. It always comes back as, well, my worth is not attached to my weight. Who the fuck is saying that? I'm not saying you're feeling that. I'm not telling you that you're worthless because you're overweight. I'm saying you are unhealthy because you're overweight. I'm saying you're not in a good situation for life because you are overweight. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying you're a worthless person. I'm saying you are worth something. That's why you should take care of yourself, because you are worth it, not the opposite. But that's not how it's perceived, and people will think the way they think because they're taught to be fucking pussies. They're taught to be entitled. They're taught to be that everyone's going to accommodate you. Bull fucking shit. No one gets accommodated in this world. No one gets accommodated. It's based on your value to society and what you put out. Create something. Provide value to people. Help people. Make yourself worthwhile. Make yourself worthy. Give yourself worth. Fucking believe in yourself. Do something about it. All right, so we got Q&Anus today. Let's take some questions. Drop them below if you got questions. We'll talk about we can still continue on this subject. You can ask questions or mention or to make a statement, and I'll respond to it. Let's just go into the comments a little bit more today because it is the Q&Anus. I am listening to this while shopping at Walmart. I hope people hear this. Am I on blast? Oh my God, fat people of Walmart. Stop eating so much fucking food. I know it's cheap, but it's processed shit. Stop eating garbage food and go exercise. Fucking hell. All right, there you go. I got that. Got that message out there. Go up to the loudspeaker and be like, I have a message. Can I look for my son? Here, can you? What up, bitches? Put nuts on everyone's chin at Walmart. Let's see here. Dum, dum, dum. I don't see any question marks. Caleb, me and my mom were talking about this yesterday. I was in an Uber pool and the driver made a stop to pick up another passenger. She was morbidly obese and could barely stand up out of her seat. So when we look at blood work, when you make the argument, okay, it's okay. You can be healthy. Let's say you could be healthy. You could be healthy at every size. How are you measuring that? How are you measuring health at every size? Are you measuring it over a snapshot? When you get blood work done, it's a snapshot. It's like a Polaroid in a moment in time. It doesn't show everything. It's not accurate it doesn't show you the whole spread. Unless you're doing continuous measurements, you don't know what's really going on in your body. But just from the movement capacity alone, it's not healthy. It's not about, oh, do you have high cholesterol? No, well, you're healthy. Those are bullshit fucking metrics anyway. Those aren't like the best markers for longevity. Those have been debunked over and over again. The medical system is just so fucking archaic. It's so fucking old. It's ancient. It's ancient. And there's so much money on the back end of sick care that there is no health care. We're not doing actual monitoring. We're not actually helping people make lifestyle choices. We're just giving them things to cover up the symptoms. And that's the problem. It's sick care, not health care. It's a problem. When's the last time I had a slice of pizza? I don't remember. Why is it always about pizza? I think it's because gluten, wheat, and dairy are like some of the most addictive things you could possibly eat. That's why everyone's obsessed with pizza. It's just the addictive property of those foods. I don't remember. That's not like a top crave, maybe a couple years. I'm not against it. I just have no desire. What do I think about Thomas DeLauer? I think he's a snake oil salesman. He's one of the problems with people that seem to help people on the surface, but he overcomplicates things. He uses poor studies for his videos. He makes outrageous fucking claims. And he uses all those buzzwords like challenge and this and pushes all these fucking supplements and stuff like that. I don't like any of his content. I don't like his face either. I don't like his face. I look at that, I'm like, you fucking shit monster. You're a shit monster. I don't know if that's an insult or not. I don't think much about him. Every time I see a video pop up, I'm like, oh God. Oh God. But he's the kind of person that will talk about all the different 6,5-deoxyhydroriboflavinoids or elevated when you have 6,2, triple methyl oxalate. Like, you don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. He literally just says big words so it sounds like he knows what he's talking about, but it's not applicable to most people. It's not necessary. It makes a good video, gets some views, but it's not really helping people. Collagen can be good if you get a good quality one. Yeah, you can't spot reduce fat. That's bullshit. Anytime someone says you could spot reduce fat, that's a red flag. Like, oh, they definitely don't know what they're talking about. You certainly can't. Dr. Berger, no idea who that is. I haven't heard of most people online. There's too many people to keep track on. Do you know of a show Super Size versus Super Skinny? Nope, never heard of it. What are your favorite foods and meals to eat? I like grass-fed beef. Love it. Lots of fat in my diet. Have I heard of the actress Jamil? No, I haven't. I don't know. God, you guys are on a roll. I have not heard of any of these people. None of these people. She is very vocal on IG and Twitter about BOPO. Oh, is that body positivity? Don't ever fucking call it BOPO ever again, if that's what you mean. I've never seen that acronym. I will not call it BOPO. Fuck that shit. It's body positivity. BOPO. Get the fuck out of here. Her I Weigh IG has 800,000. She sounds like a jabroni. Sounds like yet another part of the problem. We have a lot of that. We have a lot of people that are latching onto this because it's convenient. We have a lot of people that are joining this movement because it's convenient and it trends well socially. So if you're in music, it's very popular because, hey, people are all about love and all about accepting everyone and everyone's beautiful and no one should get offended. So that's like the media aspect of it. So of course you're gonna have a lot of people that capitalize on this or join this movement. And people that are on YouTube, there are a lot of big YouTube channels that are starting to talk about this as if they really have a stake in it. They really have a good opinion, or they really actually go after this content for a reason, anything else besides just getting views because their channels are fucking dying. So they're jumping on this bandwagon and they don't really give a shit. They're just trying to get more attention. They're not really authentic about it. I don't mind acronyms if they're actually acronyms. Don't create fucking BOPO. Get the fuck out of here. I hate when people use inaccessible language. I get it. You think you're smart as fuck. Well, not a lot of people pick up on that. When you're using inaccessible language, when you're over talking or talking over people's heads, like, who's your audience? If you're making videos on YouTube and you're trying to help people, then don't use complicated fucking terms and talk about the chemical structure, names of the actual names of the enzymes and the chemical. Don't. Why? You're pretending. You're acting like you know your fucking shit. If you didn't have those note cards, or you didn't have that fucking prompter in front of you, or that whiteboard that you're reading off of, you wouldn't know what the fuck you're talking about. It just goes to show you don't have command of the material. You don't understand it. Oh, so you can read. Cool. You're also misrepresenting these studies, which shows that you can't read studies. Being able to read English is not the same as reading a scientific study. You have to read a scientific study, you have to understand. It's much more than just reading an abstract. You can't just read, oh, this is what it says. To read a scientific study means to understand how scientific research is carried out and some of the loopholes and the pitfalls of how a study is carried out, whether it's a population size, whether it's how longitudinal a study is, whether it's what variables and what controls, how the studies were being reported, blah, blah, blah. There's many different aspects of how to read a study. And if some of these things are not in place, you're like, oh, the whole thing is just bullshit then. Is there a particular type of yoga that's better suited to people with one leg? Or would I be better off modifying the asanas to my person? Modify. I have no idea. I don't think there's any one leg yoga. To modify it like anything else you'd modify with one leg. I didn't know you had one leg. Respect. Yeah, just modify. I mean, you do like vinyasa flows. You have single leg, you have one leg vinyasa, it's like 3-leg. You do 3-legged dog and then you do a 3-legged vinyasa. So you just be doing all 3-legged stuff. Is it bad to wear minimalist shoes on concrete? Not if you're adapted to it, but I would not be running on concrete unless maybe you are massively advanced and you've been doing barefoot shit for fucking years to wear them or to do exercise on them, to walk around on. Your feet are just gonna get really sore. When you first start using barefoot, the problem is your bones and your ligaments, your tendons in your feet are not used to that kind of a stress. And when you're walking, you have different impact. You're going to have different pressure. You're just different. Your Achilles is now in a lengthened position, whereas the heel was always elevated your entire life. So when you first start doing barefoot stuff, you want to minimize how often you do barefoot and you wear those shoes. You don't want to be wearing them all of a sudden all the time. You're just wearing barefoot shoes all the fucking time. You're going to get sore and you could get stress fractures and have Achilles tendonitis and things that come from not allowing your body to adapt to that. So I would definitely not wear them right away on concrete. I go barefoot all the time. I'll even go barefoot on concrete, like literal barefoot. But I've been barefoot for a long time. I've been doing this for like 10 years. Recommendation for people with hypothyroidism to lose weight: go see your doctor and exercise more and keep your calories lighter, up your fats. Don't go too crazy with the carbohydrates. I wouldn't recommend doing stuff like veganism or high carb diets because you're not metabolizing fast. Just my recommendation, my thoughts, but I would see your doctor about it because there's medication for that to help your thyroid out. It's not impossible. It just takes more work. Anyone that has issues with metabolism, if you have an actual issue, then you have to work harder. You have to just put in more effort. You have to be more focused on it. You have to be more aware of what you're doing with your body. It just takes more effort. Effort. Oh, Catherine. Oh, I always watch your channel. My hubby says because you're hot. That's just an added bonus. Oh, it's all right. Catherine McDonald's hubby. Don't worry. I got one already. I got Mama Swole. You take care of Catherine. Make sure she goes to the gym. Don't let her slack. Don't be slacking, Catherine. We're watching you. Savvy Pair Uno. Opinion on back extensions for spinal erectors, not for glutes and hams, like flexing spine and going to extension. I'm not a fan of that. On back extensions for that, I would rather you do things like Superman, where you're looking for length. I would recommend deadlifts. I would recommend doing floor cobras and glute activation and shit like that. Your spinal erectors, they're stabilizers. I mean, they're more stabilizing than they're going to be for that type of action, because in your lower back, it's the thoracolumbar fascia. You have muscles that attach onto that connective tissue, that dense connective tissue. That's why your lower back is really like shallow in terms of there's not like a thick muscle tissue, because it's very dense connective tissue that other muscles like the spinal erectors and the lats and other muscles are attached onto. So what's really important for protecting the lower back, which is really what you probably mean, and what most people have, like, oh, I have lower back pain. A lot of that pain is coming from, potentially, everyone's different, but it's coming from unstable hips because the glutes are not activated, because you have imbalances in your hips. You're sitting too much, your posture is poor. So there's a lot of things with like your intrinsic core stabilizers. And that's why practicing yoga is great, because it helps lengthen the muscles that need to be lengthened and inhibited more, and helps activate muscles that need to be activated more and strengthened. One of the Swole Avengers going to be doing a live. It will be good. Swole event. We've done a few podcasts already, but we'll be doing more again. Any ideas on stretches to help with stiff and tight knees? I joined Swolenormous X, been doing SMR mobility, and it's helping the IT band pain, but my knee seems to lock up after. I don't know what you mean exactly. Have you tried the Swollen 7? Practice the Swollen 7 exercises and the yoga as well. So it takes time. You don't have stiff and tight knees. Here's the thing with knees, and this is a great question for everyone, not just X members. When like tight knees, your muscles cross the knee joint. Your knees aren't tight. The muscles around them are tight. So yoga, foam rolling, regular, it takes time. So people, have you ever seen those before and afters with yoga when someone does a pose and it shows like, hey, this is my pose in 2015 and this is me today? It doesn't look like sometimes much different. And it's like 4 years, because it takes so much constant effort to lengthen these strong fucking connective tissues. Some of these tissues, like the IT band, like you can pull a tractor trailer with your fucking IT band. That's how strong fascial connective tissue is. Like you can fucking pull like hundreds, if not thousands of pounds with some of these tendons and some of this like connective tissue. So it's super, super strong and very inelastic in that sense. So it takes a lot of time. The same thing with barefoot work. If you've been wearing shoes and cushioning your body for 30 or 40 years and all of a sudden you go barefoot, you better go really slow and progress really fucking slowly, because all of a sudden you're going from, your body has never done it before, and all of a sudden you're changing everything that you've done that your body has adapted to from the fucking day one when you're a baby. And all of a sudden you're going to go barefoot and you wonder why you're going to get a stress fracture. It's because you fucking have never done it before. Your body is not adapted. Things take longer with the human body. So to really get into patience comes down to patience. I just answered your collagen supplements question before. Collagen can be good. Hydrolyzed collagen can be good for people that aren't consuming as many like ligaments and tendons and bone broth and stuff like that. Yeah. Where's Papa? Oh, that's right. We didn't switch. We didn't do the pup cam. Let's see what we got here. Oh. Baby girl. Mama. Oh, she's in her. Baby girl. Hey, you're on the Daily Swole. She's in her one of those don't give a fuck moments, I suppose. Yeah. There we go. Nipples. Beep, 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 beep. Yes. Yes. Oh, you're sexy. You're so sexy. You're too sexy for the show. I think I gotta take you off the camera because you're just too fucking hot. Yeah, look at that ass. Woo! She just got a bath a little while ago, so she's all clean. Looking good. Looking sexy. That's my sexy girl. How is Papa handling the weather changes? She's good. She's good. Is sugar-free soda healthier, or is it the same shit as normal soda? It's the same, if not worse. It's terrible. It's garbage. Garbage. Gabbage. Why aren't you drinking water right now? Are we thirsty? Are we thirsty? I'm looking in the comments. Are we thirsty right now? Just so you know. Oh, geez, I'm scrolling down. So if I miss some of these comments, because I'm trying to stay as current as possible. So you can just always ask again if I missed it. But I think I'm feeling a little thirsty. Anyone feeling famished? I don't know. A little thirsty here. A little thirsty. Get it, fam. Woo! Pinch your nips. Make those noises. Mmm. 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 Oh, goodness gracious. Woo! That was a good break. Nice. Good call, fam. Good call. I need to drink some more water because whenever I do the show, I just get really into coffee. And later on, I'm like, oh shit, I'm dehydrated. Especially when we do a long show, I usually just drink coffee. And I don't know about you. If you're one of those people that have trouble and you're like, oh, I don't feel thirsty during the day. I don't drink enough water. How do I drink more water? Here's my personal experience. Whenever I start the day with, let's say I wake up and I don't drink a lot of water. Let's say I wake up and I go right for coffee. I notice I don't drink as much water during the day. I'm not as thirsty if I start with coffee. So if I wake up and I'm like, let me just chug water for a while and then I have some coffee, it kind of like unlocks my thirst mechanism. That's just my personal experience. I don't know if that's just in my head or that's just because you get started with some water, then your body's like, hey, we're getting more water, right? But if I drink more coffee at the beginning, I tend not to go into as much water unless I'm really focusing on it. Oh, I hope that was as good for you as it was. Yeah, that was good for me. It was good for Daddy. I like that shit. Opinion on neck training to fix upper cross syndrome. It's not starting at your neck, Riv Rocks. That's the problem with upper cross syndrome. For those that don't know what upper cross syndrome is, it's a forward head. You get cervical extension. You have internal rotation and protraction. So you're kind of like this. Kind of like, let me do it here, like kind of like rounded forward. That's that upper cross syndrome. And the reason why it's upper cross is because if you take someone who's in that position, you draw lines through the alignment, it looks like it's crossed. So if you're trying to fix upper cross syndrome, it's thoracic. You have to work with your shoulder blades. That's why cobras, and you could do cervical retractions, but the reason why your head is forward and you get that cervical extension is because of the alignment of your upper body. So because you're internally rotated, because you're in a, I guess, more of like a kyphotic position, right? You're all protracted, you're internally rotated. Your head is kind of like your neck is pointed forward. So your eyes are going to stay level on the horizon. So as a result of being like this, your head's going to be like this. So if you fix your back and you fix your shoulders and you fix your shoulder girdle and your shoulder joint, your neck will be in a better position to stay more normal. So you could do cervical retraction exercises, but it's not, if you do your neck, it's not going to fix the problem. You're going to be working against the grain because your upper body and your other shit is still jacked up. Smash that like button. Yes. Opinion on refeed days when in a caloric deficit. What do you mean? You just bulk up or just eat a lot of calories in one day? The whole thing about that, you have to figure out what works for you because it's not about what you eat day to day. It's overall. So if you're in a caloric surplus over the course of 7 days, your deficit days are not going to matter. So for example, let's say you're doing a 500 calorie deficit 6 days out of the week, and on day 7 you eat 6,000 calories. Just so, and that makes up for all the deficit days. Then you're just putting all that fucking food back on. So it has to. It doesn't. People are so bent or so focused on that's why a lot of people don't lose weight, because they do these restrictions, but then they splurge and they don't realize that's not, it's not one day. Oh, I went over my calories 2,000 just because of today. It's only one day. No, it's not. Your body is a rolling tally. So if you're being good, or you're on point for 5 days and you fuck up for 2 days, AKA the weekend, yeah, it's going to throw off everything you do during the week. And that's rolling. No, I don't mean, no, it's not. Inner core is not six pack. That's actually the opposite of inner core. Intrinsic stabilizer muscles. We're talking transverse abdominis, multifidus, pelvic floor stabilizers, muscles that are inside deep, ones that you can't necessarily actively contract. That's why drawing in the stomach, that's why doing proper form exercise for stabilization exercise are important, because you can't actively contract a lot of these muscles. You have to hit them by putting your body in a proper position in which they will be automatically stimulated. So if you're doing a plank and you're squeezing your glutes, you're sucking your stomach and you're putting your body in a good position, all of a sudden you start shaking and vibrating. That's because you're getting that coordination. You're getting those muscles that are activating by default. You can't be like, okay, I'm going to contract my biceps. A lot of these stabilizers don't work like that. They're deep inside. And that's what she said. But then you put your body in a proper alignment, in a proper position, they activate. And that's why they call these exercises activation exercises. That's why stabilization exercises are important. That's why yoga is important. So rather than being like, oh, what should I do for exercise? Go fucking do yoga. If you're worried about upper cross syndrome, if you're worried about back issues, if you have knee pain, you have all these fucking things, it's just rather than me trying to personal train each person here, just fucking do yoga. If you're not doing yoga, go fucking do yoga. And if you're doing it twice a week, do it 4 times a fucking week. Stop lifting so much and start practicing more yoga. Eat properly. Cut out all these foods that might be causing you fucking problems. Do an elimination diet. Start doing proper exercises. Fuck me sideways. Practice more yoga, you beesh. Whew. I feel better. Let's continue. Can we get a random quote from the wall? If I get some gorillas or some bicep emojis in the comments, maybe I'll do it. Everyone float some gorillas and some biceps, and I'll pick a random quote from the wall or a random statement. If I get enough of them. If I get enough gorillas. Yoga rant. I'm done. No, I'm over it. I'm done. I'm done with the rant. I'm over it. No more ranting. We're good. Itchy nose. Itchy nose. Oh, got some gorillas coming in. Oh boy. Here we go. Bone broth recipe. Put the bones in the crock pot for like 2 or 3 days. Done. I don't do recipes. I want the fucking broth. I could put some salt in it afterwards. Oh, geez. All right, fam. All right, Sean, Casey, Michelle. Okay, all right, fine. I'll read a quote from the wall. Fuck. You guys are bitches. Fuck you guys. Let's see. Just a random one. Something that I want. What strikes me right now? All right, give me a second. I'll give you some Papa Swole and I'll look and see what hits me the right way. Yeah, there you go. Keep everyone entertained. Okay? There you go. Good girl. Good girl. Tell them what you told me before while I look on the wall. Tell them. Right here. Tell them. All right, I got one for you. All right, let me see. I'm going to read it properly. Some people dream of great accomplishments while others stay awake and do them. Some people dream of great accomplishments while others stay awake and do them. I think that's pretty pending for right now. That's pretty applicable always. Some people dream of great accomplishments while others stay awake and do them. So less dreaming, less thinking, less wishing, and more action. So that's what we can take from that comment, from that quote. Again, that's not necessarily mine. I forget who said that. I pulled a lot of stuff off from like famous quotes and some things that I read somewhere and something that popped into my head, but it's inspired by something else. So any of these quotes that I read, I'm not taking credit for them. It could be from someone could be from fucking like Andrew Carnegie or some shit. So I don't remember every single. For a couple of them, I wrote who said it on the back, but then I glued it to the wall, or I stuck it to the wall. So it's like, that's not going to help anyone right now. I'm like, oh, well, all right. I wonder who said that. Some of them I'll remember. There you go. Some people dream of great. There you go, CK. You got that. Some people dream of great accomplishments while others stay awake and do them. Yeah. So stop thinking, stop wishing, stop talking about it, and fucking do it. Good question. Do I think processed dog food is actually bad for dogs? Sure. Dogs should be eating real food. Why should dogs eat processed fucking dry kibble and humans eat real food? She doesn't eat anything. She eats no hard food. Right, baby? All right, she's fucking out now. So yeah. So Papa Swolio came along with Mama Swolio. All right, but I adopted her. Now she's Papa Swolio. But she used to flip over her bowl before I met Mama Swolio. She used to flip over her bowl. She wouldn't eat it. It was always a big deal to get her to eat food. But then once she started living with Papa Swolio, once Papa Swolio came and into my house, into the Swole Casa, I've only been giving her real food, and she pounds it. She cleans up her shit. So she always had an issue with like flipping her bowl over and being really picky and finicky with food. And she was actually a lot skinnier. When you look at pictures of her, like 5 or 6 years ago, and now like she's so fucking healthy. She's so healthy. Her face, everything. She's not emaciated because she's actually eating calories, but she's eating real food: raw beef, broccoli, sweet potatoes. Stuff that I eat. I'm a good girl. If you want to be a distance runner, how many years would it take to adapt to be a good runner? I don't know. I have no idea. Depends on you as a person. And if you want to be a distance, I would go ask someone. I would go, no idea. How long? That's like saying, how long would it take for me to, everyone's different. I really hope one of them fat acceptance movement people do a live with the Swole Avengers. Crush them. That's not what I'm here for. I don't want to crush anyone. I don't really want to have I'm not interested in having a debate that goes nowhere. I'm not trying to crush anyone. Like anyone I make a video on, I'm not trying to crush them. I might actually crush them by default because I'll put nuts on their chin or I'll go balls deep on them or something like that. But I'm not trying to crush anyone. I'm not trying to win. I'm literally just passing along facts. Hey, if you're morbidly obese, you're not in a good place. What'd I say? Why are you being such a bitch? Why are you being such a bitch? Come on, really? Why are you being such a bitch? Let's be honest. Why are you being a biche? For real. I'm not saying anything bad. I'm not saying anything like, really outlandish. I'm talking about you being a healthier person. People get so fucking offended. So fucking offended by truth, by the reality. You're not healthy. If you're obese, you're not healthy. That's pretty much what obese means. So I don't think there should be any fat acceptance. I think you should be nice to people. Why can't you be nice and really and still understand that it's not a good situation? It's not something good to promote. Why is that hard to sling? Why is that hard to sling? Why is that a hard sell? Why is that a hard sell? What are some good examples of aerobic exercise for losing weight? Any of them. Eat less food and move more. Good examples of aerobic exercise is walking. Fuck. What kind of a question is that? For real? Tasteful marshmallows? Stop eating marshmallows and you'll lose weight. If your name is Tasteful Marshmallows, maybe you should rethink your screen name. What are the benefits of sauna and the optional time? What do you mean the optional time? Sauna, from what I've read, there's good research on, I believe they're called shock proteins that help reduce inflammation, similar to things like cryo and stuff like that. How long you do it, I think that depends. Excuse me. I am Connor, y'all. Hey, Papa, I started doing daily push-ups and now I feel addicted to doing them. You're just, okay. I'm doing like 700 a day and it's taking up too much of my time. How can I stop this sort of addiction? Are you joking? You just stop. Stop doing push-ups. Do other exercises. Jesus Christ. Dog hates. What's a good weights, cardio, yoga ratio for losing weight? Nothing to do with weight loss. There's no fucking, look, the ratio, God damn it. All right. If you want me to stay here, let's stop asking fucking horrible questions. And they're not horrible, but they're horrible. So I'm not the kind of person to be like, well, there's no dumb questions. There's fucking lazy, generalized, vague questions. So not upset at this question. I'm not upset at any of you, but I'm just getting frustrated because here's the thing. It pisses me off that this question can even be asked, right? It pisses me off that this knowledge is not ubiquitous, that this is not taught in school, that this is not out there enough that everyone fucking knows this. So that's why I get angry with some of these questions. Like, why is this a fucking question? It pisses me off. Not the question itself and not the person that's asking. It pisses me off that this knowledge is just not out there. Like, why are we discussing this? Why does this have to be discussed? It just goes to show how fucking void the fitness industry is of actual help that helps people. If there's any question about why I do what I do, this is why. The fitness industry, as big as it is, like, oh, but there's so much information out there. Well, no one's getting the right shit. Fucking Thomas fucking DeLauer is out there with millions of subscribers and views and shit like that, and people still don't know this type of shit. You know why? Because when you're selling snake oil, it's not helping people. You're not providing valuable information. When every other video or every fucking video is about keto or intermittent fasting, stop. Enough. Eat less, move more. That's how you lose fucking weight. Enough of this complicated bullshit. Enough. Oh, but it's a 16-hour window or a 18-hour window. People have been losing weight without doing intermittent fasting for fucking years. It has nothing to do with it. If that's a method that helps you or you prefer, fine. There's no rules against it. Okay, so let me answer this question now. I feel better. Oh, I'm feeling good now. Feeling good. Feeling right. This hurricane's got me all tied up. Got my nips twisted. I gotta like be packing up and fucking heading out soon. Dog hates. All right. So what's a good weights cardio ratio? Has nothing to do with it. Again, it's caloric deficit. You should be lifting The answer is yes, but I'll give you the priority order. The priority should be weights and yoga first and cardio last. If you're getting your weights in and your yoga in, then if you got some extra time and you want to do some cardio, fine. But do not do cardio without doing yoga. That's my personal opinion. I don't think anyone should be doing fucking cardio without practicing regular yoga and or mobility. Legit. Do not be doing like, oh, well, I couldn't do yoga because I had to do my cardio. Nope. You do your fucking yoga, and then if you have the fucking time or you feel like it, then you do your fucking cardio. Yoga is going to help you so much more. All right. How do you get into meditation? So I start off with guided meditation first. That's a good idea. That's a good idea, emo kid. Good idea. How to deal with hunger by eating food. Should we always eat when hungry? It depends. If you're eating properly and you did an elimination diet and your body has reset and you have good control, then you could potentially eat when you're hungry. Well, if you're doing a deficit, you're going to be fucking hungry. But if you're eating more fat, eat more fat. This is generally correct. For most people, if you're eating more fat, you're not going to have the same types of cravings. You're getting more energy for the volume that you're consuming, and you're going to be more satisfied. It's more useful for the body. There are two primary ways that your body is going to get energy, and that's from protein. Not from protein. Jesus Christ. I said the one thing that I was going to say later. No, it's carbs or fat. And if you're eating a lot of carbs, you're going to be on this fucking insulin roller coaster where you're going to get those cravings, where you're going to have those periods of like those crashes. If you're eating fat, you're going to be a lot better off. Trust me, I eat a lot of fat. I do not have those types of cravings. I get hungry, but then I eat and I'm full. Those cravings disappear. That's true too. Thirst is often disguised as hunger. Well, the thirst mechanism is so weak, people don't drink enough water. And that's why people tend to get these hunger cravings, because your body needs fluid. What's my opinion on float therapy? You mean like sensory deprivation? I've never done it personally, so I don't have an opinion on it. I've heard good things. Lisa, let's see. Currently a PhD student doing research on weight stigma. Why? Curious, what are your thoughts on the negative and bidirectional effects of weight stigma on health by Major, Tomiyama, and hunger? Are you Thomas DeLauer and you're trolling me as Lisa Hansen? What the fuck is Tomiyama? Why are you using complicated words? Simplify what you're saying so everyone understands you. I don't know what the fuck Tomiyama is. Are you reading me the title of a study or something? Do you want me to do your research paper for you? Are you doing like your library of research and you're trying to plagiarize a little bit? You want me to do your homework for you? I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. The negative and bidirectional effects. You see what happens, people? You see what happens when research is great. Science is great. Science is real. That's how we figure out things. That's how we have cell phones. That's how we understand things. But when you start throwing around shit like this, it's like, okay, you're a PhD student. Cool. Use your words. When you know something, when you have command of material, you're able to explain it to a fucking 5-year-old. When you understand things, you can use analogies. That's why I use analogies a lot. And that's why I don't talk about shit that I don't fucking have any idea about. It's very important when you're having conversations to be able to relate and to be able to explain and to be able to ask questions. When you overspeak, it just exposes, it's not a good look. It's not a good look. If you're speaking at a conference for you're doing your PhD dissertation, you can speak. I don't know, bidirectional effects. What do you think this is? Bidirectional effects. Fuck that shit. Get out of here. But if you want to rephrase if you want to rephrase, Tomiyama is the name of a person. I don't know what that. Yeah, but I don't know who that is. I don't know who the fuck that is. Where's this question? On health by Major. Oh, is that Tomiyama? And no, I don't know what that means. An opinion on a paper? I haven't read it, so I know nothing about it. Bidirectional effects of weight stigma. If you're fucking obese, you're in trouble. That's my opinion on obesity and weight stigma. Fuck your weight stigma. There's stigma about everything. There's opinions, there's cultural situations. What we do know is that it's not good to be fucking obese. That's my opinion. So just rephrase that. Some of my points are missing some evidence. Look at the paper and the cycle of weight stigma and health. There's a limit on how much we can type. Huh? My points are missing some evidence. What evidence do you want? What evidence do you want? Do you want that the majority of people in this country are obese? Do you want that diabetes kills people? Heart disease? All these things that are directly related to being obese? Mobility? Just fucking just mortality, period? What evidence are you looking for? Look around. Go outside and look at people. Get the fuck out of here. Seriously, that's the problem. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. You need a study. My God. My fucking God, do you need a study to tell you this? Go outside and look at people. You know, when I go to the supermarket, it's not the obese people that are like obviously obese. Look at the guys. Let's talk about the guys for a second. How many people are just average size? They don't look super morbidly obese, but they have a gut. They look pregnant. They look like 6 months fucking pregnant. Why is that? Why is that? Why is that? Is that because of weight stigma? Is that because of weight stigma? Is that because there's no research? Is that because there's missing research and that person who looks like they should be average body weight has a fucking gut sticking out like they're fucking about to give birth? You need a study to know that person's not healthy? Okie dokie. Okie dokie. Look, I'm not trying to look. No. Don't say that. Lisa thought she could come in here and be intellectual. Look, you could be intellectual, but we're using common sense. Okay? We're using common sense here. Where is it? You're going to show me a study about what? You're going to show me a study about what? Fucking Christ. This is the problem. You can find a study that will prove a point. You can find a study, I'm sure of it. There's studies all the time. A lot of these studies are also subjective. They're meta-analysis. They're correlative. They're not causation. That's a problem with a lot of these studies. And it's a problem fundamentally with research, with availability, with time. It takes time to carry out these studies. It takes time, like maybe 20, 30, 40, 50 fucking years to have a study, not to mention how many different variables can you control for. You can have studies, and they've proven this. You can have studies and submit these to fucking journals and papers that are completely made up. It happens all the time. It happens all the time. People bullshit and swindle fucking studies all the time. I'm not saying science doesn't matter. And I'm not saying that a study or one paper or one thing doesn't show that, oh, well, you can be helped. Come on, look around you. Look the fuck around you. You need to have a study. That's a real good excuse for anyone that doesn't want to just look at the actual truth and the reality. You need a study to know that if you smash your head on concrete, that you're going to bleed out. You need a study to know that if you drop a 20-pound dumbbell on your foot, that you're going to break your toe. Oh, but there's no study that shows that. You don't know it's going to break your fucking toe. Pretty good chance. Just from personal experience and common fucking sense. So that's not the be all end all. Science matters, but that's one of the issues when you're all about science in terms of like the study. If there's no study, that means it's not true. Get the fuck out of here. Sorry, just get the fuck out of here. There's my answer. You can't explain your point. You can definitely type it out. A lot of people are typing right now in the comments. We'll wait. We'll be here for a little bit longer. Well, so I did a video. Well, let's talk about this a little more. I mean, I did a video. Was it today? The Jubilee video. And in one of the parts, the woman was talking about how she was like a classically trained, she studied musical theater. And she was upset because after she graduated musical theater, that there wasn't the same opportunity for her. But she was talking about how she went to college and gained 65 pounds. She gained 65 pounds in college. So you're complaining that there aren't opportunities for you afterwards when you gained 65 pounds in college. Why don't you do the opposite of what you did in college, aka overeating and over drinking alcohol, and lose the weight? Why do you think there aren't a lot of overweight and obese dancers? Probably because if you're moving that much and you're not overeating, you're probably losing weight. You're probably not obese. The same way why people in the NBA aren't fat. Why people in playing baseball, different sports, different positions. I know some football players are overweight and stuff like that. But there's a reason why most athletes for most sports, especially the highly active ones, aren't obese. Why? Because it's not optimal for their performance. The Lisa chick has videos from the Always Hungry channel on her channel. Oh, so she got offended by that. That's fine. Look, it's cool. It's cool. That was a very low grade trolling, but it's not really trolling. Look, I'm here. I'm doing a live video. Here's another thing, people. I'm doing a live video. This is public. Anyone can come in here and make a comment. So I'm not shining off the comments, but this is not the fucking a scientific journal presentation right here. This is my opinionated podcast, and I'll say whatever the fuck I want, and I'll voice my opinions however I want, just like, guess what? You ready for this? Just like fat acceptance, just like health at every size, just like all of this other bullshit. I will voice my opinion. I just think when you look around, what's the problem with this country? Why are people rolling around in carts with fat rolls hanging off the sides? Why are people bigger than ever? Because they're not exercising. Because they're eating garbage food. So here's the problem, or here's the fix. You ready? You ready? Weight stigma? You ready for people that are, so sensitive about their weight? Let's do this. Let's start eating real fucking food. Stop eating out. Stop. Enough of your thoughts about diet culture and anti this and anti that. Oh, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. And start eating better. Do an elimination diet. Cut out a lot of these foods. Start exercising. Then you won't have to worry about someone accepting you for being obese, because you won't be anymore. And a lot of these issues that it's not my fault, and they have PCOS and all these things, a lot of that comes from exposing your body to fucking toxins and garbage and shit since you were a child. And I'm not saying all of it's your fault. However, it's your responsibility on how you internalize this and what you do afterwards. Maybe your parents force-fed you fast food your entire life. You didn't have a choice when you were a kid. You didn't have a choice. When you're 8 years old, you don't have a choice where you get your sustenance. That's why it comes down to the parents. Okay, so a lot of people are given a short end of the stick, but now information is out there. You can find out this shit. You can do your best to reverse it and to spread a good message so you're not encouraging people to glorify obesity because it's killing people. You fucking ass clowns. It's frustrating. This shit's fucking annoying. And what's great is I don't have to take this bullshit. I don't work for anyone. I don't care about offending anyone. I don't have to tiptoe around this bullshit. Walk outside. Everyone has a gut. I want you to do that next time you go outside. Go and look. I would love for you all to do that and to report back here the next time we go live. Next time you go to the supermarket, wherever you are, maybe take out your phone. Don't record people and stuff, but maybe like a little tracker. Look at how many people and be like, okay, let's say one, get the percentages. One person, do they have a gut? Are they obese? Like a gut. Like if you see a round, that's a gut. That's not healthy. Okay. 1. 1 for 1, 2 for 2, 3 for 3. Most people just go and observe. You don't have to track it. Just go and observe. Everyone, even people that don't look overweight, you look down, they have a gut. Why? Why? Why does a man look pregnant? Why? And that video, that Jubilee video that I posted today, if you haven't seen it, go watch it. Go watch it. Why are there no straight, where are the straight fucking men? Where are the straight men? Where? Why is it always gay men? Why is it gay men or women? What's the difference? People are going to get offended by that too. But I mean, gay men like men. And so do women. Those women like men. In theory, maybe they like women. I don't fucking know. Who cares? But why is it was 2 gay men and 4 women? Holy shit. Can we find a straight man that supports this nonsense? Where are they? They're hiding because they're going to get fucking ripped a new one. Anyone that believes this as a straight man, you mole, you weasel bullshit. Feeling good. Thank you, Lisa. I appreciate that. Stoking the fire. That was good. I like it. I like a good troll. I like a good counterpoint. You know what? I said this the other day. I said this the other day. I don't know how I would feel if all of a sudden all these fat acceptance people would be like, you know what? You're right. We're going to change everything. I want people to have I want it to come from a different place. I'm not trying to convince anyone necessarily. I think what I'm trying to do is make sure we hold the land down so we don't lose ground. I really don't think anyone's mind is going to be changed really. I think we just need to hold on to the sanity for those of us that have our sanity still. I think it's important to maintain the sanity rather than try to convert. I'm not trying to going after these people are you, come on over back to our side, blah, blah, blah. No, I think they're already lost. And I think for anyone that might be on the fence and otherwise, I think the point has to be made so we don't lose any more, quote, people, so to speak. I don't see her commenting anymore. I'm not sure if she's still watching. But, yeah, all right. You're welcome to explain yourself. Notice how that first comment had all the capitals. It was like the title of a study. No, I haven't read that one thing. No, I haven't watched a lot of the videos that you guys are referring me to. I haven't read. I don't know what proof you need. I don't know what argument has to be made. What argument has to be made? You mean you didn't see that about weight stigma? No, you mean the stigma that if you're fucking obese, that you're unhealthy? What's that? What stigma is that? Oh, you mean reality. You mean gravity. You mean literally what you go out and see. Again, you don't need proof for every last thing. If you smash your head against a wall, it's going to hurt. No, but where's the study that shows that? Where's a study that shows when you smash your head against a flat wall versus a corner that's going to hurt less? I don't know. You can't prove that. Pain is subjective. Emotions are subjective. A lot of things are subjective. One thing that's not subjective is that if you're fat, you're fucking fat. Nothing subjective about that. Can you be fat and not have diabetes at the moment? Sure. Can you be fat and maybe move well right now? Sure. Do you think you're going to get better at moving when you're older? No one wants to talk about the future, though. No one wants to talk about the future when it comes to this shit. Oh, right now, but I'm healthy and I'm doing okay. Let's tack on 30 years. Would you say that a 70-year-old in general moves better than a 40-year-old? I don't think so. When's the last time a 70-year-old was stronger, was more mobile, was more vibrant than a 40-year-old? I'm not talking about, I'm just in general, right? A 30-year-old. So if you're 30 and you're obese and you're like, I'm part of the movement. Yeah, I'm part of the health at every size. Come on, you should accept me. I'm going to go march and parade. I'm going to go make videos. Okay, let's wait till you're 70. Let's see how you feel then. Let's see how you feel. Let's see how you do when you're 70 years old and you're still talking. Oh, you'll probably be dead. You're probably going to be immobilized because you're not getting stronger. You're not taking care of yourself. And it's going to steamroll. This whole situation in like 20 or 30 years, look, I don't want to be right. Do you understand? Anyone watching or listening, you fuck nuggets, I don't want to be right. I'm not saying this like I'm trying to, I don't want this to be the case. I don't want this to be, oh, this is the reality. It just is. It is. I don't want this to be the debate. I don't want this to be the subject of so much discussion, but we have to have this discussion. And what else is more important? It's not about the guys in the fitness industry like, hey, get abs and lean. Oh, that's been the fucking same old bullshit. This is really affecting people. This is really affecting people. It's not about getting biceps anymore. Like my whole focus has shifted. It's shifted from being like, get in shape and all about training and program design. Like that doesn't, I have all that stuff in Swolenormous X, but I'm telling you, like the passion and the real message that is actually gonna make the most difference is this kind of is this topic. This is affecting so many more people. This is helping so much more than me doing videos and talking about how to do a biceps fucking curl. I really don't, I could not, it's so hard for me now to create like training content because it's not the same. It's ubiquitous. You curl, you lift, you push, you pull, you lunge, you fucking do it. This is a real social issue that's affecting people, and you're going after kids and it's poisoning people's fucking minds with music. And you see all these fat fucking artists that are all body positive. That's great. You love yourself, but you're not in a good place. It's not a healthy thing. Since when is it healthy to be 400 or 500 fucking pounds? Holy shit. Have you ever seen someone who's obese and 75 years old? Where is it? I like that Twitch Bullet Mag. People need the Papa Swolio Thanos snap finger approach. You got 10 years. Boom. Back to fucking common sense. I'd love that. Wish. Cien Almas at Costco, 20 fat so far. 20 fatties? Jesus Christ. You know what I should have here? I should have like a little like ticket, like a little ticket. You know that show on ESPN, was it Around the Horn, where he goes ticket, adds points? Should do like a fat counter, fat ticker. That's not nice to say. Oh, what else is new? Kel La, I've noticed lately that doctors don't bring up a patient's weight or health risks of being overweight. And this may be part of the reason overweight people are claiming health. Yeah, because then you're judging them based on being fat. If your doctor can't tell you that you're fat, we're at a huge problem. Huge fucking problem. Huge fucking problem. Well, you know what, Sean? I really wish that they do have a fat acceptance parade, because at least people will be getting some fucking exercise. I think the fat acceptance, health at every size, I think they should march every fucking day. I think they should march twice a day. That's the idea. I want them to march. I think we should absolutely get every single person marching. Where's that fat acceptance march? That's ironic, right? Has there been one? Fat acceptance march? Probably not. They lose too much weight. They lose their identity. They wouldn't be able to be, they'd be an X-fat like John. You're an X-fat. You can't speak for us. Oh, fuck you. This is not a team. Was it the fat draft? You got drafted? I got drafted to the fat acceptance movement. Huh, hooray. This is another problem. This is another problem. If you are part of the fat acceptance, then you can't lose weight now, because that's who you are and everyone supports it. But now if you lose weight, you're going against what you've said. So now you have to stay fat. So it's perpetuating people's lack of health. Let's do a fat march. Fat Pride Parade. Good. I think the Fat Pride Parade should be daily. I think they should do a Fat Pride Parade every fucking day. Every day until it's like the Fit Parade. Every day. Counter up to 53. So Cien, you said there were 20 people a second ago. Now there's 53 fatties. 53 fatties like Costco. Warning, warning. As if that's a shocker to anyone. Where you can get bulk food. Huh. Whoa. Who would have known? Who would have thunk it? Good for you, Sean. All right, you're confused about getting started? Just look at Sean's comment. I started my fitness journey with daily walks on my lunch break, down 75 pounds so far. Whoa. Shocker. You moved more. Good for you, dude. All right, people, enough rage. Well, never enough rage, but I got shit to do. I got to flee from this fucking hurricane, see what's going on. So I got to get a couple more things done. But great episode. We did a Q&Anus. This is more like I don't know. This was just a good group rant. But you see the problem. We have to stop overcomplicating things. And here's another issue. If you complicate this with studies in that sense, if you complicate it, it makes it more of like it makes it more of like this made up reality. If you're complicating, it's not complicated. People need to stop eating processed foods, start cooking more, start moving more, take some responsibility. That's it. Take responsibility and realize that you have the power and the agency to change and do better. And whether or not you're going to have six-pack abs or you're going to be a skinny mini or a size 5, that's not even what I'm saying. I'm not saying you have to look like me or anyone else that you know. Like, you don't have to look like anyone. Look like you, but be a healthier version of you and as healthy as you can be. And maybe you're never going to be really thin. Okay, fine. But you can't tell me that if you're not exercising more and eating better, that even if you're still 200, 250 pounds, you're going to be better off than 450 pounds. Like, get the fuck out of here. For real. It's so stupid. God, it's so fucking dumb. People are such idiots. Frustrating. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me for episode 1213 of the most muscular Swolecast, Beercast, Broadcast, Gangcast, Mancast, Pimpcast, Sleevescast, and Slaycast in the realm. Because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. Reminder, the hurricane's coming, so doubtful that there will be a live stream tomorrow, potentially, but it might just be off my cell phone, but it's doubtful. So no guarantees there. I will be going live and doing posts and stuff like that on Instagram and shit, as long as I have internet service. I don't know what's the situation going to be in terms of power, in terms of internet, in terms of cell phone service or signal, overloaded towers falling. Who the fuck knows? Hopefully it's not that bad, but it's not looking too good in terms of, the main storm. So how much is going to impact my area directly. So I'll do my best to put out content. And if anything, I'm going to record podcasts on my portable recorder, which has battery. So I will be able to record content, whether or not it will be uploaded every single day. If not, I will just upload all the episodes later. So we'll stay on schedule for the Daily Swole. But, just keep in mind that you might not get one for a couple days potentially. So we'll see what happens. I don't think anyone's really bent up about that in terms of, you understand, and I know you do, and that just is the way it is. Got to look after our health, number one. So anyone that's in the eye of the storm or in the flow, take it seriously, be safe. I love all of you. And thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you tomorrow. Well, maybe, but I will be doing it tomorrow for episode 1214 of the most muscular Swolecast in the realm. Peace, McGee's fam. Deuce Magoose, ya boy, Papa Swolio. Out.